Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Ghost and today we're going to be taking a look at the Tier 6 Pan-Asian tech tree cruiser, the Chumphon, aka the Made in China Atlanta. Yeah. So, anywho, yeah, we're going to take a look at the ship real fast, upgrades and loadout, all that stuff, and then we're going to take a look at the commander, and of course, then we're going to go ahead and move on to the match. So, I hope y'all do enjoy it, and with all that being said, let's go and take a look at my upgrades and loadout. We have Aiming Systems Mod 1, we've got Propulsion Mod 2, and in the third slot, we have Concealment Systems Mod. Now, in the video, I actually do not have any upgrades on. I did just get this on, like, after the fact, but in the video, the only things I had on my Chumphon were these three here. I don't have the GXP nor the XP to get these unlocked, so it's going to be a minute before I get this thing fully upgraded, but yeah, so far I like this ship. I mean, it's literally a made in China Atlanta. Like, it's an Atlanta class light cruiser. It's basically a Flint, if you will. And yeah, it's literally in Atlanta, so there's nothing too crazy about it. If we go to our upgrades and loadout, we've got HE, AP, we got some deep water torpedoes, we've got damage control parties, we got smoke screens that last 70 seconds. And the reload time is 123 seconds, and we get 3 smoke screens, so yeah. And of course, we got some DFAAs as well, and 2 torpedo reload boosters, that's right. So, pretty awesome stuff. Now for the flag, we've got the Legends 4-year anniversary, Legends Veteran 4 years flag. And we have, for a camo, we've got the Type 4 camouflage on our ship as well. For the specs, currently we've got 23,900 hit points. The artillery, we have 12 127mm 5-inch guns that shoot out to 14.6 kilometers with a 6.2 second reload and a 7.2 second 180-degree turn time. The HE maximum shell damage is 1800 with a 5% fire chance, and the AP damage is 2100 if you get a Citadel, of course. For the torpedoes, we've got 4 torpedoes on each side that shoot out to 12 kilometers on my build, basically. With a 17,600 maximum damage, they go 60 knots, and they're very sneaky. They get spotted basically right when they're on you at 0.7 kilometers, so you're not going to see them until it's too late. So, deep water torpedoes are very dangerous, especially if you are a cruiser or a battleship. However, keep in mind that deep water torpedoes cannot hit destroyers, so yeah, that's something to keep in mind. The AA defense is pretty damn good. This is an Atlanta-class light cruiser at the end of the day, so the AA is pretty damn spicy. Look out for that. However, you don't get any 40mm Bofors, so that's something to keep in mind. The AA is not as good as the Atlanta just because it does not get those 40mm Bofors. For the maneuverability on my build, we've got a 36 knot maximum speed with a 610 meter turning circle radius with a 10.1 second rudder shift as well. And the concealment on my build is 9.2 kilometers, which is pretty damn spicy, with a 6.1 kilometer detectability range by air, 2 guaranteed, and 5.5 while firing in smoke. For the armor, you have no armor. Like, literally, you have no armor, so be very careful. Be very, very careful in the Chumphon. And as you guys can see here, the Citadel is pretty exposed, so you gotta be careful. For the commander, we've got Chen Shikawan. For the inspirations, we've got Karl von Mueller for the extra cruiser speed, and we've got Albert Gleaves for the extra torpedo range. We've got Guerrilla Warfare, Beyond Range, Blind Justice. We've got Velocis, Torpedo Chaos, and we have Refill Station. He is a Legendary 2, rank 15 captain, and with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys over in the gameplay portion of the video. I hope you all do enjoy it. Alrighty, so here we are in the Chumphon, and yeah, we're going to be on Shards. It's going to be a domination mode, and we're going to see what we can go ahead and do here. Now, this is an Atlanta, so what do we all know about the Atlanta? Well, it has a shitload of firepower. Number 1. However, this thing is very light. Obviously, it's a light cruiser. You're basically, guys, a good way of putting it is you are a oversized destroyer with a lot of pretty bad armor. You're basically an oversized destroyer with a Citadel, so you got to be very careful. Is what I'm saying, guys. Use your range, use islands, and use your smoke screens especially. Now this thing reminds me more of the Flint, aka the other Atlanta class light cruiser. and the Flint is one of my favorite cruisers in the game. So this is kind of like right up my alley here in terms of cruisers. However, I can quickly realize that this is not as good as the Flint, okay? And mainly because of the reload, it's not as good, I don't think. And the Flint has better AA. I prefer the 9-kilometer torpedoes on the Flint because at least they can hit everything. So I don't know. I prefer the Flint mainly because number one, it's premium and it's just better in almost every single regard. The smoke screens are better. It's got sonar. It's got torpedoes that can hit everything. They're not deep waters, but don't let it don't let it get your mind all caught up there, because the torpedoes on the Chumphon, when they actually hit, they are disgusting, as you guys are about to witness on this Nagato here. Nagato has a permafire set on him right about now, and he's about to get a permaflood right on his stern there, and oh, the second torpedo did not hit. But hey, just like that, we're already up to 17 or almost 19,000 damage. Now we're up to 20k damage. But yeah, we've got a flood and we've got a fire on that Nagato. That Nagato is not having a fun time whatsoever. And yeah, I kind of feel a little bad for him, but then again, I don't. This is what Atlantas do, guys. Atlantas sit back and they just make you regret life decisions. They make you regret why you took out a battleship. Like, that's literally what the Atlantas are meant to do. They burn you down by 1,000 cuts, and some of them even have torpedoes, like the Chumphon and the Flint. And yeah, they've got their longer range torpedoes anyway, and it's just absolutely disgusting. Now, yeah, there's really not much to talk about new. Like, this thing does have DFAA, so there's that. However, I don't really use it because there's no carriers in this lobby. And by the way, we did just get our first kill of the match on that Nagato. He actually did go down to that flood and that fire, funny enough. So there we go. We're already up to 58,000 damage, and it looks like we've got a fire on that New Mexico. It looks like he did just DC it, which is a bad idea. You don't DC single fires, folks, because what ends up happening is usually the cruiser will just set you on fire again and again and again. So, yeah. Even myself, I put out single fire sometimes, so I can't really talk too much there without sounding like a hypocrite, but yeah. So, basically, guys, what we're doing is I call it the Atlanta/light cruiser shuffle, okay? All we're doing is doing circles. We're going back and forth. We're not sitting still. We're making it hard to hit. And yeah, we're just spamming out HE. That's what this thing's all about, guys. You just spam out high explosive, spit out torpedoes, pop smoke screens when you need to and sit in them, and use island cover. And that's basically what it's all about, guys. It's a little dance, basically. The light cruiser dance, as I like to call it. And yeah, that's what this thing's all about. You just sail around, pop off these 5-inch guns every 5-6 seconds, and have a freaking phenomenal time, because that's what this thing literally does. It's in Atlanta, guys. What else do I gotta say? Now, is it better than the actual Atlanta? No, I don't think it's better than the Atlanta. The Atlanta actually gets an extra gun, believe it or not, on each side. The Atlanta gets one extra 5-inch gun mount. So that's why I think this thing is more like the Flint, because the Flint also gets the same sort of gun layout as the Chumphon. So, yeah, this thing really reminds me of a Flint, but it's just worse than a Flint in almost every single way. So, yeah. Now, we are currently up to almost 70,000 damage. We're literally just absolutely burning people down. I mean, that's what this thing does, guys. What else can I say? But we are also getting into the capture zone here and flipping it. There was a destroyer in here earlier, and he looks like he bugged off. He bugged off over to Alpha, so we're going to be able to just sit here and get this capture zone. Now, if we look over towards Alpha, it looks like the Colorado did just shoot at us there, and he missed pretty horribly. And we're just going to come over here and see if we can't get that Colorado spotted and see if we can't get some fires on him, because that's what Atlantas do, guys. That's what they do. Despite us being a made in China Atlanta, okay, this thing's a crappier Atlanta in almost every single regard, but it can still do what Atlantas do, just not as efficiently. So, yeah, Colorado is spotted 12 kilometers out, and we are just going to be able to get some shells down on target there and hopefully get some fires. Now, we did just use our last reload, our torpedo reload booster, which is something that's pretty unique with the Chumphon. I think that's pretty cool how you get some torpedo reload boosters finally. But yeah, we've got 8 deep water torpedoes going out there. Maybe if that Colorado decides to turn in, he might take one of them. Who knows? And speaking of taking one torpedo, I got to watch out, because it looks like the Cossack did fire some torpedoes at us, so we got to watch out for these for sure. But yeah, guys, we are about to pull in on the 10-minute mark in the video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the Chumphon. Do you guys have it? Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? Do you guys not have it? And do you guys want to pick it up? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the Chumphon. And my phone is currently going off. Let me mute that real fast. But yeah, the Chumphon is basically, guys, to sum it all up, it's an Atlanta class light cruiser. Okay, play it like one. It's got no armor. And you got to be very careful, so use those islands, use cover, use your concealment to your advantage. This thing does have very good concealment. Use those smoke screens. I mean, you got a bunch of them for a reason. And yeah, and usually you'll have a good time. This thing has very good firepower. It's got decent AA. And you also do, speaking of it, you got 2 defensive AA consumables. So, I mean, this thing is really nice, man. Just use that range. Use some range to your advantage. Don't be getting, don't be the center of attention, because if you're the center of attention, you will die very quickly. So you got to be very, very careful. But I like this ship. I mean, it's an Atlanta. What else do I got to say? I quite like the Atlanta class light cruisers, so this ship is right up my alley. It's literally a freaking Chinese Atlanta. That's like the best way of putting it. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of it. I'm seriously looking forward to hearing about what you guys have to say. And if you guys have made it this far into the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Get us closer to that next milestone. And yeah, this Orkin decided to come back towards the Bravo cap, and I'm right here to stop him. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but it's not going to work out for him. Yeah, when there's an Atlanta class light cruiser in the cap, yeah, good luck with that one, buddy. Now, keep in mind, I am turning back because that right there, Colorado is waiting for me right around the island, so I'm trying to, not get caught here, and I do a pretty decent job, not gonna lie. I get a little lucky. The Colorado did not get very good dispersion, but yeah, I mean, we'll take it, man. We'll freaking take it. So, anything else really to talk about with this ship? I really don't think so, man. I think I've covered most of the points. It's just an Atlanta. I mean, that's like the best way of putting it. Now, once again, Orkin gets spotted, and it looks like our destroyer is currently in a gunfight with him. So we're going to go ahead and provide some fire support here and maybe get some shells on range like we're doing now. And as you guys could see, the pure amount of volume of shells we're putting out here, we're just able to absolutely smack him there. And absolutely smack him with a few of our guns, rather, and take him down. That's our second kill of the game. And we're already up to basically 90,000 damage. So, like I said, this thing's pretty good, and there's really not much else to say about it. So, yeah, to sum this all up, guys, just a little summary of this ship. It's an Atlanta, okay? Play it as such. It's got good AA. It's got good firepower. It's got good torpedoes for hitting battleships and cruisers. It's got DFAA. It's got smokes. It's got all the stuff. And would I recommend this ship? I mean, yeah, if you're wanting to actually go down this line, but would I say get this thing over like an actual Atlanta or over a Flint? No, I still think the Atlanta and the Flints are better, but that doesn't mean it's a bad ship. I think the Chumphon is just fine. I think this is where the Pan-Asians really start to get good. And also with the exception of the Tier 5, the Ramat. The Ramat, I'm not a big fan of the Ramat, hence why I didn't really do a video on it, but it's not a horrible ship, but it's not something I'm going to play constantly. Same with this thing. Like, I'm not going to play it over my Atlanta or over my Flint. Mainly because, well, they're premium, number one, so I make more credits. And number two, they're just better. Like, they're literally better ships overall. But with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the Made in China Atlanta, yeah, it's okay. It's not bad whatsoever. And, yeah, I hope you all did enjoy this video. And we are basically farming some damage off this Colorado. And down he goes. That's our third and final kill of the game. Battle ended, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all did enjoy it. If you guys did, go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, do all the stuff. I do appreciate the support thus far, guys, seriously. And yeah, we're up to 98,000 damage. Not too shabby, man. This thing's not horrible, but it's not great. But nonetheless, everybody, hope you all have a good rest of your days. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, stay healthy, as always.